Is it realistic, Rich, that Newt Gingrich, with all of his personal baggage and all of the other political baggage, could win the Republican presidential nomination?
Sure, it's possible. I mean, at this moment, it looks like it's a race between four guys, actually, probably really only between two, Newt and Mitt Romney. Look, the perfect candidate comes along about once every 2,000 years, and this ain't one of the years, I don't think. So everybody will have some baggage. Can he win? Sure. Will he win? I don't think so.
Will he win the nomination? So you think Mitt Romney has a better chance?
I think so, yeah.
And what about the other one, like Mike Huckabee? And
well, they're not in. I'm not sure he's going to get in. Pawlenty is. I don't think it matters. John Huntsman is like the most popular guy in every NFL stadium, the backup quarterback. He hasn't been in a game, hasn't thrown any
Ask Fred Thompson how that went for you.
I worked for Fred Thompson. I can tell you in excruciating detail.
Newt Gingrich does come with a lot of ideas. He's obviously a very intelligent guy. Whether you agree with him or disagree with him, he will liven up this Republican field.
Of course he will. But again, he also, with all of that baggage, he has to answer to certain things. Because how can you stand on stage and talk about integrity and credibility with your history when you're running against President Barack Obama? And so he has to deal with that.
You're talking about the marital infidelity?
Yeah, absolutely. And also the hypocrisy of demonizing and criticizing President Bill Clinton at the time you were doing the exact same thing. You have to deal with that. He's tried to deal with it already, but frankly, I don't think he's been that successful. Also, what happens when he goes to social conservatives? Are they also going to be hypocritical and say, okay, we've criticized other folks, but we'll give you a pass? Now, we saw what Giuliani did in 2008.
How big of a problem is that?
Well, you're right about that, but we don't know the answer. We'll know the answer probably when we get to South Carolina, assuming he's still
not in Iowa.
No, because I'm not sure Iowa's going to be as big a deal this year. I think a lot of folks. Look, I spent a year in Iowa. Iowa farmers are different. I mean, they kind of operate at a different level. But I think if it gets to South Carolina and he wins or loses by a little, then I think you're going to be right. That 2 or 3 or 4% of people that will never vote for Newt because of his personal history will have made a difference. If he wins or loses by a lot, who cares?
But he's explained that, and he's given interviews to the Christian Broadcasting Network, for example, and he says, because he was so passionately committed to these ideas, he was lax. He failed in some of the personal issues.
Okay, as somebody who is a strong evangelical, that's really probably not the best answer. I was so passionate about my ideas. I cheated on my wife. That really is not going to fly. But also, economic issues are going to drive this thing as well. So what is going to be his economic plan, his economic agenda? What is it going to be? The contract with America. How much of that was actually passed?
That was not the deal. The deal was they would come to the floor for a vote, and all of them, every one of them, came to the floor for the vote.
I'm making the point.
Well, but some of them were constitutional amendments.
I'm making a point. When you present something that was supposed to be a significant piece of change, and you presented it, but what actually got passed, what people then begin to say is, okay, what did you actually do? Was it an idea, or was it something really tangible? You still have to answer the question. And he is going to have to deal with that issue as to what did you do when you had a leadership position?
Well, no, that he does have an answer to, and in the 2-minute and 8-second video, his introduction video, he actually talks about that, the drop in unemployment, the balancing the budget, the paying down on the debt. I mean, I think he does have an answer for that.
On that issue, I covered the Clinton administration. There's no doubt he had a significant influence on Bill Clinton on the economic issues and in terms of cutting spending and dealing with a budget surplus that they had in those years.
Welfare reform came during that time.
I think the Republicans deserve some of the credit. Obviously, Bill Clinton deserves a lot of the credit as well, and Bob Rubin and all those other guys in the Clinton administration.